He's got problems. He's a lousy governor.
Later in the day, California professional firefighters put out this statement saying, "It is shocking that we have a presidential candidate who is threatening our public safety."
One thing Americans are good at is pointing fingers.
No, you are, but what am I?
You're a nerd.
I know you are, but what am I?
The illegal Elon,
Elon!
and he is illegal. He came over to the U.S. on a student visa and dropped out of school and went to work. He's just like the First Lady.
Whiny little bitch.
President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, he's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe, you know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
Now, along with the First Lady, President Musk is attacking Newsom for the LA fires with weird conspiracies and lies. Shocker.
Governor Gavin Newsom.
Newsom, what are you, a f***ing 3-year-old?
He refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snowmelt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California, including the areas that are currently burning in a virtually apocalyptic way.
Well, that's bullshit. State officials, along with Republican sources in California's legislature, confirmed there was never a water restoration declaration placed in front of Newsom. Since Newsom's been in office, there hadn't been any legislation that would do what Trump is bloviating.
He wanted to protect an essentially worthless fish called a smelt by giving it less water. It didn't work, but didn't care about the people of California. Now the ultimate price is being paid.
Again, f*** you and bullshit. Trump is referring to the plan Newsom proposed toward the end of his first term, which would have exported more water from Sacramento and the San Joaquin Delta to farmers and cities. And while it's true that Newsom is an environmentalist, he's also the governor. So the exact opposite of what Trump said actually occurred. The truth is, state officials and environmentalists objected to Newsom's ideas, saying the proposal would have increased the chances that salmon, smelt, and steelhead would go extinct. Newsom chose the state over the smelt.
I will demand that this incompetent governor allow beautiful, clean, fresh water to flow into California. He's to blame for this. And on top of it all, no water for fire hydrants, no firefighting planes, a true disaster.
So this is what this waffle cock does. He takes a little bit of truth and lies about everything else. While fire hydrants ran dry in some areas and water storage tanks did go dry in the Palisades area, the chief engineer for LA's Department of Water and Power said 3 large water tanks were damaged by the fire, over 1 million gallons, and that impacted the supply. But in terms of actual water supply, Southern California is doing great. Cal Matters reported water suppliers have said because of back-to-back years of plenty of precipitation, the reservoirs and groundwater basins are brimming. And Trump's assertion the state lacks firefighting planes? Again, bullshit. California has the largest civil aerial firefighting fleet in the world, but the aircrafts couldn't go because of extreme wind. The president and the first lady are dead wrong again. Not that they care. Add all this to Trump's litany of lies over the last 8 years. He just says it. Fox repeats it, and a junior high diploma base sucks it up.
You know, people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
Finally, your message to the folks here, to this community.
I mean, we have their backs, and we're going to be back. And this is going to be a long recovery process. But look, we have residents moving back into Paradise, California. I've seen remarkable recovery efforts. I've seen remarkable sense of community, purpose, resilience. So, I'm not just playing the politician role of optimism. I really am long-term optimistic. But the devastation to hear people wailing and crying, concerned about their pet, their family, they're just bewildered about what they're experiencing. And again, not just experience. I was not talking past tense. This is happening in real time. 0% containment.
Hey, Newsom's a politician, and I'm not asking anybody to like him. I'm just asking that maybe we want to control some of the bullshit coming out of our mouths before we blame people for deaths in a once-in-a-century fire. LA is one of the largest cities in the world and a state that has the 4th largest economy in the world. So if any of you Republicans have some ideas of what you would have done to stop this fire of the century, I'd like to hear it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Here's what you have to know. after President Musk and the First Lady posted lies all over Twitter, retweeted millions of times, spreading lies about the firefighters lacking water because of regulations, etc., etc. Here's the truth. The reservoirs and the water tanks, they were at normal levels and completely full before the fire. All 114 city water supply tanks were fully stocked pre-fire. It was a 15-hour surge at 4 times normal demand that reduced the water pressure. High demand at lower elevations slowed refilling the tanks at higher elevations. You may have heard that this fire's strength and spread was unprecedented.
We start tonight tracking several wildfires burning in LA County. Homes, schools, and entire communities have been destroyed.
And this unprecedented fire was fueled by 8 months of no rain and up to 100-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, look, Trump can't tell the difference between what's true and what's false. It's not that he lies a lot, because to lie, you have to do it consciously. He just can't tell the difference.
And finally, one more for Trump. The protection of the Delta smelt, it's a federal issue. Under the Federal Endangered Species Act that requires the protection of endangered species like the Delta smelt and their habitats, not Gavin Newsom or California. Hell, it's all Republicans in Washington now. You could do something about it.
I'd like to welcome the fake news.
But President Musk and the First Lady, along with Fox, will stoop to the lowest levels.
Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
Nothing. So who else is running things? This right here, ladies and gentlemen? This is the leadership of the LA Fire Department. I sure hope they know what they're doing. Here's the fire chief.
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future. The chief also checks another box when it comes to inclusivity and diversity at this department. She's a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
So while her department was sending equipment to Ukraine, the chief was marching in pride parades, which is fine. Have all the pride you want, but you better make sure you're ready to do your job when it counts.
All right, a couple points here. While the LA fire chief warned in the weeks before the Palisades fire that the decision, supported by Karen Bass and some Republicans, to cut the fire department's budget would diminish its ability to prepare for and respond to large-scale emergencies, well, there's a caveat there. The budget reduction didn't fire any firemen. It was absorbed by leaving many administrative jobs at the fire department unfilled. Isn't that what these two donkeys want to do with a federal budget? I'm not defending Bass. I'm just giving you numbers. And this?
So while her department was sending equipment to Ukraine, the chief was marching in pride parades.
Blaming lesbians for the fire? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
And I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's what the science says.
Science says that.
Okay, yeah, this is a tragedy of historic proportions. And I'm sure the response by the city wasn't perfect, maybe even worse. But to stand on the backs of burning rubble and pound your chest, or in this case, man titties, all while people are suffering in shelters or hotels, in some cases on the street, well, at least I can say this.
We won't give him money to put out all his fires.
Trump is consistent.
Goddamn right. Use my words against me and you'd be absolutely right.
That is crazy. They're eating the dogs.
You're an idiot!
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.